Hey, what's going on, guys? Tyson Gaylord here, back at it again with another YouTube video. Okay, today we're going to react to a video by Knechtle. He is a street preacher, Christian guy. He debates college students on the street, yo. He's a hood gangsta street preacher, yo. So yeah, I saw this video on Instagram. He was talking about what's the difference between a human and a cockroach. And he was saying about how, oh, atheists, they're just so irrational. They can't say why a cockroach is worth more than a human. He talks about like morality. So I'm going to explain why I think objective morality doesn't make sense. I'm going to do that later in the video, towards the end, because I think he talks about it at the end of the video. So yeah, let's get into it.
What's the difference between me stepping on a cockroach and me stepping on you? You're both sentient beings. You both are alive. So if I can step on a cockroach, why can't I step on you?
I don't know, Cliff. Let's think about it. I mean, obviously there's a lot of differences. This is a cockroach, and this is a human. Actually, I'm not human, I'm alien. But I look like a human, so there's a lot of visual differences. But as we know from the past, just because you look different, that does not mean you have any less moral worth. So yeah. That's the question. Are there any morally relevant differences between a cockroach and a human? So humans, obviously, we're much more intelligent than cockroaches. Like cockroaches, I don't know if they have a brain or not. But obviously, if they do have a brain, it's much more simpler than a human brain. So if you tried to step on a cockroach, because I think most of the suffering in our life is like ultimately up here. It's like our expectations of what's going to happen in the future. I think the suffering that is in the present moment is not nearly as bad as like the suffering of like the anxiety of thinking about what's going to happen in the future. Like if I sentence someone to death, like, oh, tomorrow we're going to have a public execution, I'm going to chop your head off. When you tell that person that, leading up to that moment, they're going to be terrified. And they're going to be thinking about that, and they're going to have lots of negative feelings inside their head or wherever. It's like the mental and the physical are connected. Like if you're depressed, like depression is like a mental illness, but obviously it affects you physically. Like here's the list of depression symptoms. Obviously, even though it's a mental illness, it's going to affect you physically as well. There's physical symptoms from the mental illness. So that's one way in which humans have more value than cockroaches. Like the fact that I even have to say that is just ridiculous. Like obviously humans have a much more potential for suffering than cockroaches. Like, I don't know why he's pretending as if we're just the same. That's just dumb as hell. And also, if you stepped on a human, like, I don't know about cockroaches, I don't know if they're social creatures, but humans are obviously social creatures. So if I stepped on a human and caused them to suffer, that would cause other humans suffering, like their friends and their family of the person that I stepped on. That would cause them to suffer as well. So that's even more suffering. Even if we just compare, okay, the human on its own, stepping on a human versus stepping on a cockroach, there would be more suffering on its own, just comparing the human and the cockroach. But if you zoom out to the bigger picture, like stepping on a human is going to cause suffering not just to that human, but to other humans who care about that human. So even if cockroaches are social creatures, again, their brains are a lot more simpler. So I don't think they have as much capacity to suffer. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I mean, obviously, if we found out one day that cockroaches have the same capacity to suffer as humans, then I guess they have more moral worth than we thought. But I don't think there's any evidence to suggest that, so.
Oh, now you're going to give me this mythology that, oh, but we're human beings.
Oh, now you're going to give me this mythology. Yeah, you're one to talk about mythology, buddy.
Oh, but we're human beings, and we have more value than a cockroach does. Oh, really?
I just explained why we have more value, but as if I even needed to explain that. Like, you couldn't have thought of that yourself, Cliff. Like, how stupid are you? Like, you do this for a living and you haven't thought of that. It didn't take much brain power to come up with a response to that as to why humans are more valuable than a cockroach. Like, you couldn't think of one possible explanation.
Oh, but we're human beings and we have more value than a cockroach does. Oh, really? I don't think the cockroach feels that way.
And why would I care what the cockroach thinks? I don't even think a cockroach thinks at all. I mean, I'm sure they think a little bit. I'm pretty sure cockroaches have a brain, so they have like some stuff going on inside their head. But why would I care what they think? Because, like, my view on morality, which is going to contrast with his view, obviously, like, oh, I'm an atheist, I'm an evil atheist, so I don't believe in objective morality. I think that Hitler wasn't objectively wrong. It's like, I care about what I think. That's what my view on morality is. Morality is just human desire, or any desire. Like, that's all morality is, ultimately. Like, the only reason morality exists at all is because humans are naturally compassionate and empathetic, and we care about the well-being of others besides ourselves. That's what morality is, in my view. That's, like, I guess, subjective morality. Contrasted with his view, which is, like, objective. We'll get into that later, I think. So yeah, like, why would I care? That's like saying, like, oh, well, from Hitler's perspective, oh, Hitler thought that killing a bunch of Jews was the right thing to do, but it's like, so what? Like, I don't care what Hitler thinks. I care about what I think is right. Like, I'm gonna do what I think is the right thing to do. So that's just a stupid thing to say, like, oh, but I don't think the cockroach feels that way. It's like, yeah, no shit, because it's selfish, and I don't think cockroaches are very empathetic. I don't know. Maybe I should talk to one.
I don't think the cockroach feels that way.
Right. To which you say what?
Down deep, you know better than that.
I know better than that? Come on, man, you're better than that.
Down deep, you and I don't care what your worldview is, you know that there is something to human value.
Do I, though? It's like, under my worldview, I don't think there's anything special about humans, necessarily. I believe in evolution because I'm not stupid, so I believe that we all come from the same common ancestor. We all come from the earth. We have risen from the earth over billions of years of evolution. Us humans, along with all the other animals. It's like, I don't see humans as being necessarily more valuable than other animals. Like, if there was another animal that became smarter than humans, I mean, obviously this would never happen. That would take like billions of years or millions of years or whatever. But hypothetically speaking, let's say, like, the rise of the Planet of the Apes. Like that one movie where the apes become like the same intelligence level, or maybe, I don't know, I haven't watched the movie in a long time, or I think, was it a TV show? I don't remember. Whatever. But basically, the apes become smarter than the humans, or they become as smart as the humans, so they read books and, you know, act like smart, intelligent humans. So if that were to happen, then yeah, I would say that they are like on equal footing to like humans, because they have like similar capacities for suffering and, I guess, for positive experiences as well. So yeah, I don't think I know that there's something to human value. I don't know what you're talking about. Stop gaslighting me, bro.
You know that there is something to human value. Down deep within your heart, within the depth of your being.
The depth of your being, bro. You know, deep down, in the depth of your being. Whatever the hell that's supposed to mean, bro.
You know that when you hold a little baby in your hands, you're not holding a cockroach.
No.
And this is not based on human arrogance. Oh, I'm just superior to a cockroach.
It is based on human arrogance, at least partly. Like, you think that our ego, our sense of us being better than others, has no role in us thinking that we're better than a cockroach? Like, obviously that plays a role. I don't know why you're gonna deny that.
And this is not based on human arrogance. Oh, I'm just superior to a cockroach. No, this has to do with some innate intrinsic value of a human life.
That can literally be interpreted as your arrogance. That is what arrogance literally is, human arrogance. If you believe in evolution, then we do have an intrinsic value for human life, because evolution says that humans evolved strong attachments to our own offspring, our own family, and our fellow humans, because it increased reproductive success and cooperation. So obviously we're going to value our own human friends, because we have to cooperate so that we can survive together in order to reproduce and whatever. That's the whole point of evolution, the survival of the fittest, blah, blah, blah. An atheist wouldn't deny that there is this intrinsic value. We would only deny where that intrinsic value comes from, I guess. We think it comes from evolution, not God.
But if there is no God, this deep, profound experience that you're having as you hold a little baby in your hands is just raw emotionalism. It's meaningless.
So yeah, this whole idea about, oh, if it's just raw emotionalism, it's just meaningless. Like, how does that follow at all? Like, what do you mean by it's meaningless? And what does that mean? That's like a philosophical question. Oh, what does it mean for your life to have meaning or whatever? What does it mean to mean, you know? So I think meaning to me, how I would define it, is just like what you value. So what's meaningful to me? Like, I value my friends, my family, I don't have any friends, but if I had friends, that's what I would value. My friends, my family, my hobbies, like things that bring me enjoyment, things that are important to me, things that if they were not in my life anymore, I would be upset about because I get enjoyment out of those things. So that's what meaning means to me. It's like whatever you value. So if you define meaning the way I do, which is that anything that gives a conscious being value, then yeah, it's not meaningless. Like if everything is just based on our emotions, so to speak, I think a better word would be our desires. Like our desires is what provide meaning to our life. Like everyone's life is automatically imbued with meaning. If you have desires, then that is the meaning of your life. Because that's ultimately what I think drives people. It's our desires. If you had no desires, you wouldn't exist. You would just be a rock. That's what makes humans different than like non-conscious objects like rocks or trees or a telephone pole. So yeah, I disagree with this claim that, oh, without God, like how does God have anything to do with whether your life has meaning? Like, what, I guess maybe he's defining meaning in a different way. So I think what Cliff is trying to get at is that without God, there can't be objective morality, which is an argument that a lot of religious people put forth. They say, oh, under atheism, our morality is just how you feel or whatever. It's based on like your evolutionary desires and drives. And he argues that, oh, if morality is just based off how you feel, then you can't say that what Hitler did was wrong. Because from his perspective, he was right. And I would agree with that. Like obviously from Hitler's perspective, he thought he was doing the right thing. So I don't see the problem with that. It's like, that's like kind of like a no-duh thing. Like, yeah, no shit, Hitler from his perspective thought he was doing the right thing. Because if Hitler thought what he was doing was wrong, then he just wouldn't do it. It's like, yeah, no shit. Like the whole idea of objective morality to me just makes no sense. And I'm going to explain why right now. So there's like 3 ways that like objective morality can be interpreted as. So the first way is like, okay, option 1 is God decides what is good. But the problem with this is called divine command theory. So whatever God commands, that's how we determine what is good and what is bad. If God says that slavery is bad, then slavery is bad. If God says that murdering people is good, then murdering people is good. And obviously you can see like one of the problems, like if God just decides that, okay, torturing babies is a good thing, then you'd have to say, if you didn't torture babies, then you'd be a bad person because you're not doing what is good. So obviously that's a problem. A lot of people would say, oh, well, God just wouldn't do that, basically. Which I would say is like, okay, if God actually has free will, then why can't he do that? Like, that's like the whole point of free will, which is that you have a genuine choice between like 2 options. Like, God has the choice to say that murder is a good thing versus that murder is a bad thing. Like, he has that option. There's a genuine possibility. Like, that's what free will means, right? Anywho, and another problem with this option is that if you're going to say that, okay, whatever God says is objectively correct, then that's just subjective, because he is like a mind. Like that's the difference between subjective and objective morality. Like things that are subjective are like dependent on someone's mental state. And things that are objective are things that are independent of one's opinions, desires, or attitudes. So God is like he might not be a person, but he's like a mind, right? So he has like opinions and desires and whatever. So if you're going to say that whatever God says is right, then you're saying that that's just subjective then, because it's dependent on what he thinks, what his mind thinks. So it wouldn't even be objective morality, it would be subjective. So that's the first option, which isn't even really objective morality. The second option is you can say that, okay, there's this independent standard of goodness and badness, and God just recognizes this standard. So this is like, I guess, truly objective, because it doesn't come from God's mind, it comes from something else. So it's not like God is deciding what is good and bad. Like there is this separate standard of what is good and bad that he just adheres to, or he just recognizes it. But the problem with this one is, okay, if you're going to say that there's this independent standard, which also like makes no sense. Like what does it mean for morality? Like the whole idea of morality being objective just doesn't make any sense. Like, are you saying like it's written somewhere in the universe, like somewhere in the stars it says like, oh, murder is bad or something? Like what? Because like I can understand like if you say, oh, the gravitational constant is 1.6925 or something, like that makes sense. That's an objective fact. But what does it mean for morality to be objective? Like it's just an objective fact that murder is wrong? Like that doesn't even make any sense. I don't think that makes sense as a concept. But even if it did, okay, you're going to say that God adheres to this standard. Okay, well, then you don't need God for objective morality. You don't need to believe in God, because even if God didn't exist, this standard would still exist. It's not dependent on God. Because like Cliff is trying to argue, he said, oh, without God, I mean, he didn't say it directly, but he was implying that, oh, without God, there is no objective morality. I'm sure that's what he would say. And that's what a lot of Christians say. Maybe he didn't say it, but a lot of Christians do say that, oh, without God, there can't be objective morality, which is just bullshit. If your idea of objective morality is this option, which is that there's just some independent standard, then no, you don't need God. And the third option, which is I think it's the most popular option, is that God is just goodness itself. So it's not like God decides what is right and wrong. He just is good. So anything that God says to do is objectively good because he just is good. So I guess God just is the standard. But it's like, I don't even know what the problem with this one is. I don't even know what the hell that means. Like people say, oh, God doesn't decide what's good. He just is good. So whatever he commands is automatically good. But that just, like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, what does that even mean? Because like, okay, who decides that God is good? You can't say it's humans, because then that would be subjective. Like, we didn't decide that God's nature is good. And you can't say that it's God. God didn't decide that his nature is good. Like, so how do we know it's good? Because the way I understand goodness and badness is through desires. Like, that's how I understand morality. It's filtered through our desires, through any being with desires. That's how we determine what, like, I think morality is just a subset of like our desires in general. So like, if I'm hungry and I don't have access to food, that's like bad to me. I don't think there's a difference between saying that, oh, I don't like the taste of Doritos, versus saying, oh, I don't like when babies get tortured. It's like, to me, under my worldview, they're just both different desires. But they are desires at the end of the day, and that's what makes it wrong. Like, right and wrong only makes sense from like a desire standpoint. If you had no desires, like a rock has no preferences or desires or wants. It doesn't care about anything. If you asked a rock, do you care if I torture this baby? It wouldn't care at all, because it's a rock. It doesn't have any desire. It doesn't have any opinions. Goodness isn't like a thing that exists out there. It's filtered. Good and bad are just like, oh, I like this and I don't like that. That's all good and bad is. Good is I like this. Bad is I don't like this. That's what good and bad are under my worldview. Goodness is not an attribute of someone. It doesn't make sense to say someone is good. It makes sense to say it. Like, I can say that my dad is good, but he's only good from you can't say something is good when it doesn't come from someone's perspective. I guess that's the point I'm trying to make. Like, God can be good to you, but again, that's just subjective. If you're saying, oh, God is good, but God can't be objectively good, that doesn't make any sense. That good and bad are subjective terms. So saying that God is objectively good, that doesn't make any sense. He can only be good from your, like, you can say that, oh, God is good, but that's just your subjective opinion, so it's subjective. And maybe God can think of himself as being good, but again, that's subjective. That's just God's opinion. I don't think you can say he's objectively good. Again, that just doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't know what else to say. It doesn't make sense to me, and I don't think it makes sense to anyone else. I think it's just objective morality is a nonsensical concept, I believe. I think it only makes sense as, like, coming from a subject. Like, that's where morality comes from. It comes from desires, ultimately. So yeah, that's what I believe. Okay, so that's going to be it for today's video, guys. Make sure to leave a like, comment. Tell me if you agree or disagree in the comments down below. I value your opinion so very much. So yeah, see you later. out.